What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Rush Mike. So today is May 5th, or as they say in Spanish, Cinco de Mayo. So it's funny, if for those of y'all who don't live in the United States, it's instructive to know that even though Cinco de Mayo is a Mexican holiday, it is celebrated much more in the United States than it is in Mexico. So the holiday itself, it commemorates a battle in Puebla, Mexico. But in Mexico, it's really just another day. Outside of Pueblo, it's just another day. It's not an important holiday at all. And it's not Mexican Independence Day. It's not their national holiday or anything like that. All it is a day that commemorates a battle. And why that particular day became so popular in the United States, I'm not and not Mexican Independence Day, which is in September. I don't really know. But because I've been to Mexico several times and I'm very much in tune with the Mexican culture, Cinco de Mayo to me is also not a big deal. I mean, I'll be drinking some beers tonight, but that's not really different from any other night. My facial hair is growing out way too long. I just got a mustache hair that fell out just now. So yeah, I might have a craving for Mexican food later this evening, but whatever. I got enough food at the house already. So we have live sports again, sort of. The opening day of the Korean baseball organization, their season started last night. So I watched the first 4 innings, I think, before I fell asleep. And even if you don't really know a whole lot about baseball, you can clearly see like the difference between Major League Baseball and Korean baseball. Like, there's a huge difference in the talent level. Like, for example, on a fly ball, the route you might see an outfielder might take to catch the ball, you can see that it's clearly doesn't have the same footwork that a major league player might. Interestingly, they changed the baseballs this season, so you don't see as many home runs. Might have been last season, but yeah, they talk about how the baseballs are juiced in the majors because it's led to an increase in home runs, and apparently the opposite has been true in Korean baseball. Now, as a former baseball player myself, I will say that there is definitely a difference with how tightly the ball is wound and other factors, and how long and how far you can hit it. It's especially true in Little League. You ever picked up a Little League ball? The seams are raised so that it's easier for Little Leaguers to find that 4-seam grip to throw. But it also means the balls don't travel as far, which is why, I mean, part of it is that they're not strong, but also the way the balls are made with the raised seams is also a big part of the reason why they don't travel so far, and why the fence is like 200 feet and most Little Leaguers can't even hit it that far. Yeah. I miss baseball so much. Kind of a crazy thought. I don't know. I don't know if I really have the energy to and the wherewithal to organize all this, but I've kind of been thinking in the back of my mind, once the whole coronavirus stuff is over and we can all leave our homes and travel as we please and meet people as we please, I was kind of thinking of doing like a celebratory slow pitch softball game for the community at the local park. Just anybody who wants to come by, drop in and play some slow pitch softball. Bring some food, grill some hot dogs, have some beers, whatever. I think it would be a grand old time. Would take a lot of preparation, and I don't know, I'm feeling so lazy these days. I don't know if I really have have what it takes to pull that off, but we shall see. Of course, it would depend on how long we're all stuck at home and when we can finally leave our homes. I was just thinking back to Korean baseball. I don't know if y'all ever, those of you who watch Family Guy, I don't know if y'all remember the the Korean episode of Family Guy where Quagmire's like a soap opera star in Korea, and he considers staying in Korea for good. And Peter and Joe in Cleveland, they performed this K-pop song to try to convince Quagmire to stay. Who wants to live in Korea? Its name sounds like gonorrhea. And the song itself was ridiculous, and honestly, I think it was alluding to the general ridiculous of the of K-pop music. But of course, that is culturally relative. I've lived in a Western culture in all my life, so it would make sense to me that that K-pop would sound ridiculous. But I guess to people out in Korea, it's not ridiculous at all. I mean, I did like Psy when he first came out with Gangnam Style. That was pretty cool, but I don't know. It's just I don't dislike the music. It's just weird. It's just like an acquired taste. But yeah, it's not bad. I can appreciate. I mean, the boy band now that everyone's talking about, BTS. I mean, I'm sure they're pretty talented, but the K-pop boy band music, I don't know. It just I don't think it appealed to me, man. Ugh. What else is going on? So, if y'all remember my last video yesterday, it was hot as fuck. I was sweating my ass off, desperate for water. Now the temperature's dropped quite a bit. It's been raining all morning. Still kind of gloomy outside. But I wanted to get out and spin Pokestops and fill up on some Pokemon Go eggs. I just hatched a full load of eggs last night, and they were all crap, so I'm hoping for something better. I'll tell you what. I think part of the reason I'm feeling always lazy and tired as fuck is just my health habits, man, have just gone down the drain. Thing is, I'm not eating unhealthy. In fact, I'd venture to say I'm eating healthier than I have been. Just because, like, I've been living off the stuff I get in the grocery store, and I don't eat fast food. I don't most of the time I don't eat fast food, and I don't eat junk food, the crap like Oreos and Capri Sun and whatnot. I'm not gonna eat none of that because I always associate it with diabetes, which my uncle died from. So I don't want to eat nothing with too much sugar. I do admit I get a little too much salt, probably a little bit too much fat in my diet, but I'm eating food that is relatively healthy. I'm not eating junk food. My usual breakfast in the morning is like cereal or oatmeal. I might have a sandwich for lunch. And for dinner, like whatever's in my refrigerator or pantry. But, I'm just not moving around as much. I mean, my day-to-day life, when I'm at work or when I'm rehearsing for a play or just like when I'm socializing and meeting people, I'm constantly active. I'm constantly moving around, and now I can't do none of that. Of course, softball season was off for me, completely canceled. Bowling alleys closed. I mean, that's a big thing I'd love to do around this, like year round, but especially this time of year. Love bowling. Last summer, May through September, really, I had a season pass for my bowling alley, so I could go there every day, roll 3 games. And I managed to roll a 178 in the end of August, which I guess if you're a big time bowler, 178 is not too good, but if you're a more casual bowler like I am, 178, I mean, like, I hit the 150 mark on a few occasions, and I rolled a 163 in May or June, and I decided, okay, my next milestone is going to be 175, and I end up rolling 178. I think I had rolled 6 or 7 strikes in that game. Yeah, if the bowling alley ever opens up, I want to get back into that, roll 3 games every day, and my next goal is going to be 200. Should be now 200. I believe you can't have any open frames. You have to roll either a strike or a spare for every frame to get 200. I think, more or less. Anyways, yeah, not too much to report here. A very, very boring day. Just gonna collect some Pokemon Go eggs. Go home, get something to eat, watch some more movies. I think today, for the next few days, I'm gonna try to focus on watching more of the Oscar-worthy movies, the Oscar-nominated movies. Like, okay, Jojo Rabbit is very high on my list because I love Nazi humor. Birdman, I heard, was a great movie. Michael Keaton, Edward Norton, and the way it's set up, it's set up to look like the entire movie was filmed in one long continuous camera shot, which is, I don't even know how you do that, but it's like I've seen clips and it's pretty incredible. What other? I'm thinking like the recently nominated Oscar movies. Saw The Irishman on Netflix already. Great, like every other Martin Scorsese movie. Great. I don't know. There's so much stuff I haven't even touched. See, my parents are big time movie watchers, and Like, pretty much anything that's in the public consciousness, they've seen. But me, since I'm relatively young, I'm only 30, and like the vast majority I've seen of movies I've seen were like after I was born. I mean, there's so much more to be watched. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but for some reason, somehow I managed to eclipse the 15-minute mark, which may be a first on this channel. So I think I'll sign off. As usual, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all the next time.